Hello everybody, this is Maniac 4 Bricks, and I'm here today with a very special package that arrived in the mail from eBay. This is something that I've talked about before on video that I didn't know how accessible it would be. Just the fact of it being available at all on eBay or any other platform, and being able to afford it because it has on occasion in the past been high in price. But this one, I was actually able to talk down the price using the best offer. And I'm looking forward to this. This is a big kahuna. If there was ever one, there's definitely been a lot of big kahunas. And this one's one of the biggest. Mostly in value, but also the box is incredibly huge. Today, we're opening up a Super Mario set. I'm going to give my first impressions, maybe build some of it, and I will probably put together a better video sometime later of how thorough it is. Like, give it a proper review. So this is coming to me from Sweden, the good old home country of Sweden. And I say that because it's not a Lego Super Mario set, mind you. This is actually a Byggis, or Byggis. I haven't been informed about the actual pronunciation on it, but B-Y-G-G-I-S. If you followed me through YouTube and Instagram, I posted my thoughts and predictions on Lego Super Mario based on the teaser. And in there, I mentioned the history of Lego and Nintendo when it comes to building block toys. And in a very couple seconds in there, you saw an image and text underneath about Byggis. I'm going to go with Byggis for right now. But it's about how, at one point, Lego or Nintendo tried to make buildable toys, and then they got sued, and then they won the lawsuit anyways by Lego. And sometime later, 1992, we got one in this series of Super Mario sets. Byggis, I haven't really researched that much as a company. This is really tough to open. Byggis, I keep saying it wrong. Byggis, I haven't really researched that deeply as a company, but the most that I know is that it is a Swedish building block company that was around in the 90s and had several licensed properties. Some even before Lego had them, which I found kind of impressive. One of the major ones that they had before Lego did was Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park was pretty new at that time, and before Lego got the license for them, it was from another company. We'll also be investigating through here the quality of the toys themselves. They are supposed to be compatible. Oh, another one I forgot to mention, and this is more recent, Flintstones. Around this time, yes, Byggis had Flintstones. I'm saying it's recent because Lego only recently had a licensed set based on that TV show. We're from the Ideas program. I feel like there's almost a niche category I could possibly fit into of like toy historian, but only about the building block toys and not like toys on the whole. There are definitely some people who, I'm not saying it's a career of theirs, but definitely people who have much more knowledge about toys as a whole and maybe skip a few things here and there, but I would be like the more niche category of, I know everything about Lego, Tyco, Tente, Byggis, I don't know. Byggis seems to be attaching to me. I don't know why. Maybe I will say Byggis throughout the rest of the video. Who knows? Thank you to all y'all watching in the Twitchiverse, even after the fact. I appreciate the support. If you want to catch these live streams as they happen, I do announcements through Twitter and Instagram. First and foremost, I did a picture with text announcement, putting up a post there. So follow me. Twitter at Maniac4Bricks and Instagram at Maniac4BricksOfficial, because Maniac 4 Bricks was claimed at one point, and I digress. But you could also get notified through Twitch right away if you're subscribed to my channel, if that's even an option. I don't know yet if it's passed, if I actually have that option, but I am looking into it, and hopefully you will get some goodies to go along with that real soon. This is really tough. And hey, I'm okay with it being a pretty tough packaging because it arrived overseas, so I didn't want any damage to it. I've actually found, earlier today, before even posting about this live stream, right before it, I found that there was a commercial on YouTube for Byggis Mario toys, which I thought was kind of cool. So I saved that, and I'll have that available for sometime later on video if it's not already shown here. All right, time to Hulk stretch. Okay. It was just a little cardboard debris. No problem. All right. Almost through, people. This is one tough package. Because it's like they had a box and then they wrapped the whole thing, almost 2 layers of tape. So, we're almost all the way through with our prize. With our wonderful, valuable Byggis Mario set. And right now you're seeing it from the back of the box. Front's pretty blurred because of the bubble wrap. But this should be easier at this point to tear our way through. Still being gentle though. And then we'll get to building. I do apologize. It was kind of a spur of the moment announcement. I actually had it planned almost an hour prior, but I had issues with trying to edit the picture for the post, so it caused me to jump back a little bit of time. Now, I'm not saying this is the only Byggis Mario set that they released. This is like one of a lot. They had like 6 or 7 at least. From what I've seen in the commercials, what I've seen in catalog pictures, it's been actually quite a handful of them. So, I'll just move that in the trash now. And let's have a look at Byggis Super Mario Brothers. This is one of the bigger sets from what I've been able to research. And this is interesting. On the back of the box, they lay out every single kind of part that's in here. And in so many languages. That's like 10 to 15 languages they list in the back of the box for everything. So they're very considerate. It says that it has building bricks, large wheel sets, small wheel sets, figures, figure holders, stickers, assembly instructions, rules, okay, and dice. So I believe this one is actually a pretty accurate precursor to Lego Super Mario, because this is not just a building set with Mario iconography. This is a building set board game with Mario iconography. So that's twice as exciting. I didn't actually know that from the listing. I only knew like front, back, everything. I didn't even read the details up close for it about how it's supposed to be played. But this is exciting. If you're new here, I do a lot of exciting stuff with Lego obscure merchandise and even the off-brand stuff from time to time. So I think a subscription would be pretty cool if you want to see more about that. The unusual stuff you don't see everywhere else. Before I slide this open, which is very convenient on the side of it, we've got some classic Mario drawings on the front for Bowser. A little bit off color, but okay. We got Princess Peach, an international licensed product. We got the seal from Nintendo up here in the white circle. A couple more characters on the bottom. A look of the board game as it was assembled, and this says trademark 1992 Nintendo, all rights reserved. Contains small pieces not recommended for children under 3 years. Byggis a company in the Scanbox Denmark group. Denmark? Like Denmark? I thought this was a Swedish company. I guess they're pretty close, but all the more I'm like, huh. I mean, I haven't really heard much about them, and I could definitely see Lego going into the legal realm and saying, cut this guy off. But, wow, okay. Interesting. So it slides out on one side. The other side of it has Super Mario Brothers Game World. A couple of Marios on there, and then it's as big as 1992 Lego Nintendo once again. So I'm just going to keep that off to the side. And there's the inside of our box, where it has a plastic wrap all the way around it, having its own kind of shelf to slide everything out. Nice for cleanup, and similar style to what Lego used to have for some of their big box sets. It has all these different pieces in different bags, mostly sorted by element. So there's some 2x2s in their own bag. There's wheels and axles in another bag. There's dice and like modified 2x2s I see in here, which I guess are the ones that hold the figures. There's instructions underneath that. There's presumably a sticker sheet and the game pieces. Yep, they're on the side. Bowser's already on the loose. He popped out of the card stock that's in there. So now we get this thing open, again, very carefully, and see what this is all about. I wish I could bring the camera closer to you guys to see this more in person. I probably can, but it's a little hard to do on this table. And this live streamish setup. Let's see if we can show it right there with all of the contents. At some point later, I will probably take screenshots from this and then be able to use them as just photography in case it wasn't already out there for this product in general. We've got the one bag here of our wheels and axles, the dice and figure pieces, just some 2x2 bricks in different colors. Some unusual bricks. There's just a lot of other ones in here. There's 2x2. There's 2x2s with the stand piece. There's 2x4s. There's 2x3s. 1x2s. I see 4x8 plates. I see this has never been made from Lego as far as I'm aware. An L-shaped 4x4 brick in yellow. Interesting. Neat. And there's also a sticker sheet underneath here. I'll take a closer look at that in just a bit. Here's what I was talking about before with the cardstock, with all the game pieces, and Bowser fitting onto the bottom half of this. The bottom left or bottom right corner. This is actually kind of cool that they have like two different ways. Like if you're playing as Luigi or playing as Mario, both of them rescuing Princess Peach. Interesting. Nicely done there. It's also a brick wall in here where you actually punch out 4 bricks through that. Okay. That's neat. I'll actually open that up in a little bit. We've got our instruction manual. Or is it a product catalog? Nope. I don't know. It's like a little bit of both, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Ooh, what is under this? Oh, this looks cool. Now that should go on the wall. And then anyone who visits and is like, hey, well, where's the Lego room? Oh, cool giant Lego Mario poster. That's not Lego Mario. What is with Luigi? Oh my gosh. I'm looking at the front side now. What is with Luigi's face? What is with Mario's face? They have like this big potato look on them, which I've only seen on some Mario merchandise, but by 1992, really? It's still there? Okay. This is incredible. As a Nintendo fan and a Lego fan, and somebody who's played with more than just Lego growing up, that's why I'm also partial to a lot of the building block brands. I'm not calling every one of them a knockoff, Lego isn't the original one, and these do their own things, so, you know, a little bit of overlap, of course. But, wow, that is cool. Underneath here, it actually does show all the products in the line, which would be a little hard to see right now, but I'm going to try to give an idea about them. They have one that looks like a blister pack. It's like this cardboard backing to it with a big raised plastic shell on it, and it basically builds Mario. This is something I could probably replicate in Lego form and share sometime later on the channel, but showing that the design came from Byggis. We got the Game World. That's one of the bigger sets from here. There's 100, 200, 400, and 600. I have no idea if that's a product number or referring to the number of pieces, because none of these sets refer to the number of pieces on the box, or at least the one I have here doesn't. So I'm assuming those are just product numbers. So that's why I'm surprised that Game World doesn't share that same convention anywhere on the box itself. I'm sure there is something with like some, you know, on like the barcode or something like that. Also, this age is 3 to 12, but that's 3 to 12 in 1992. So we're talking people that are almost in their 20s and 30s now. I think we should be safe for YouTube. Anywho, yeah, actually a lot of interesting things looking at these. There's a 300 and a 500 in between those other numbers, but they're both buckets. They're their own separate bins, and I don't know if they're supposed to carry over having the figures as well, but the way everything's lined up, I don't see why not. All right, let's flip this over and see what's on the other side. Oh, this is like the instructions for every single set from Super Mario. This is wacky. And it has another picture of the product catalog. I gotta get some good scans of this stuff. Hot diggity dang. This is amazing. All right, so yeah, it's showing stuff from some of the other sets as far as the cardboard cutouts go. It shows instructions on building stuff. I could build the Mario thing from here. That's pretty cool. I don't know if it has different characters. I can't remember all the Koopa Kids names, but we got, yeah, just about the same ones that they include here. And it's actually showing on each of these instructions which sets you can use, which ones have the right parts and figures to build them, which I think is a really interesting concept, because normally you just have one box, one set of instructions to build what's in that box. Byggis is taking a separate route with this and saying you could build other models from other sets, even if you just buy one of our products. I'm sure you could still do that with Lego and other major brands, but to see that happen from a company to encourage that is remarkable to me. I'm also seeing further down here that there was a Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles line, not Ninja, Hero Turtles line. There was a brief time in some marketing where they were referred to as heroes instead of ninjas, even though basically we're ninjas. And these, there's only a 100, 200, 400, and 800, again, product number-wise, of those sets, which oddly uses the same picture on every single box and says, build your own turtle world. So I guess it's like the certain number of pieces. I don't know if there's any collectability differences between them, even with this one. Because that's something I'm so used to with Lego nowadays, is that you have to buy certain sets to get certain items or figures or something like that as a collection aspect. That makes sense nowadays, because toys have a lot more collectability. Back then, these were just toys. They were just, you know, pick them up anytime, play with them. I don't think it was really a marketing angle to be like, collect them all as much. It was, but not every single brand out there, until you had something like Pokemon, where it's literally the tagline. But I digress. Oh, they even have up-close versions of all the figures. So you get, wait. Okay, they do have all four turtles. First, I didn't see them all. You have the Krang. You have a foot soldier, You have Master Splinter, you have Bebop, you have Rocksteady, you have April O'Neil, and you have the Shredder. I've never seen a shirtless Shredder until now in this promo. So I don't know if that was at a certain era or a certain, broadcast of the Teenage Mutant Ninja, I keep wanting to say Ninja. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. But that's interesting. They even have these tubes and some different windows. They got the right colors, but it does kind of look blendy, kind of like Minecrafty, the way everything else is built in this area. Available in selected areas only. So it wasn't even an international release, was it? Like Mario. Here. All right, that's cool. But these are all instructions from other sets. It does have the right parts in here to build these models, but we want to build the game world. We want to build what this came with. So I'm going to fold this back up very gently, and we're going to get to that. I mean, heck, I could probably do the whole review from here. There we go. So underneath that was our instruction manual and rules for the game world. I imagine because it's a board game, that's why they call it. They say it has rules. Oh, flips open that way. Okay. Huh. Only like 8 or 9 steps to build it. Yeah, love. All right. Cool. That fine by me. Yeah, all the instructions are on just the front and back of this booklet. Assembly instructions rules. Again, a lot of languages because of international release. It's pretty. Oh, wow. They put a whole page into the story and the rules of this game. There'd be a lot to read right now on stream, but I'm gonna have to save that for sometime later. Again, I could probably get close-up scans of it if it's not already available online. It's not an easy thing to find. I tried Googling. Even NNB is a difficult thing to find online. Okay, so the last couple pages in here. Wait, is that literally it? Oh, it's all in. Okay, so they have a lot of languages. Yeah, even some I've never heard of before. Spanish is all the way in the back. Italian is all the way in the back. You just recognize those. So all the rules and instructions are on one giant page per language. So you only really need to open this for one page. But you do get these really nice photos and advertising, especially for its time, about Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. I'm getting used to saying that. And Super Mario Brothers, which I believe I have seen photos of these online before, but not always in the highest of quality. So that's looking pretty good. That's pretty sweet. So the buildable Mario is referred in here as Little Mario. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to look more into Byggis, but I haven't really seen them make as many products for these licenses as they did for Mario. That's impressive. Like even with Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. Jurassic World didn't exist then. Jurassic Park was only just existing. Even with Jurassic Park and Flintstones, as I mentioned previously, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles only just started that. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. All right, let me take this out of the box. This is our game board. Actually, build right on top of this. It has just enough space to actually fit the base plates in there. It has a couple of squares around here in blue and in red. I'm not sure what they're for at the moment. A couple of close-up pictures of the way things move around in the board. Some some more artwork. There's like this road, which I believe is part of the game board. And then I guess we'll start building it. Really should have like the camera way up close for this action, or at least the recording camera is going to have that. I'm sorry, it might be hard to. It would be possible, but I'm gonna have to smush all this together in editing later. Let's see. We only work with the finest technology here at Maniac 4 Bricks. We're not really a studio. We've never been accredited or whatever it calls as a business. I'm just a guy who loves things. Now, if Kevin was here, he'd be all over that. I'm just a guy who loves things. All right, let's see if we got the angle right for the camera. Nope, not at all. Cool. So I'm just gonna I said I'm just gonna nope, that's the wrong knob. There we go. A very overhead view. But is it overhead enough? There we go. That's more like it. And please. Thank you. You know, for something that was sealed, I'm surprised that the book has a little bit of damage on it. Maybe something in packing, I don't know. Not the eBay packing, the original product packing. The way this oozes 90s. I love it. Something about the artwork. Something about like this traditional, almost nostalgic feel to it. Okay, so it doesn't actually show using the wheels, so I opened that for no reason. Cool, good, fine. In the initial model. But I could always do that on a later model if I wanted to. Let's try for the other side. Carefully. There we go. I wonder if I can go back through Twitch later and take a clip from the live stream, or how long of a clip I can take, and then be able to trim this into a time lapse overhead, you know, by the camera angle of it. That would be pretty sweet. We fund our own music here on Maniac for Bricks by the vocal cords vested in me. So, as far as all of the stickers go that are included with this, there are a couple of M's, a couple of L's, and it has printed on here again Super Mario Byggis, and a couple of eyeballs. It doesn't show on the instructions itself if any of these are used in the set. So I'm just going to leave them off to the side for now. They're traditional fare for what you would expect a Mario and Luigi L and M look like, or even the eyeballs, just like on a Toad or something like that. So nothing out of the ordinary. from what I see. Oh, he's fit the opposite way. There we go. Here we go. Yeah, they definitely have like the same kind of layering compared to Lego pieces. Like height, width, depth, clutch power is similar. Still hard to tell. I didn't compare it with Lego pieces just yet. That'll have to be a little later. A wooden dice block and a plastic dice block. Interesting. And the wooden one has only on two sides of it a print of Mario, which on the instructions they put the opposite way for some reason, but I digress. Or is it on here the opposite way? Who knows? All the other pieces there would be the game pieces. They actually give you a lot of game pieces for a pretty, interesting board. Oh, even on even on the instructions, I forgot to note that earlier, that Mario has like these elongated cheeks. It's like the kind of thing you would find in Super Mario 64, where like you stretch out the body or stretch out his face before starting the game. I want to see the insides of these bricks too, but it doesn't seem to show any kind of patent number, element ID. Nothing like that on the underneath of these. Should probably have this side of the instructions up because I can't read from that far away. Nope, didn't fit that all the way in. These actually look more dark. These actually look like, I mean, my eyes might be getting in the way of this, but the light gray on here actually looks more like a light bluish gray before Lego made it. Because Lego made that switch over in like the early 2000s. But here, it was already in production from Byggis. I like to give a tip of the hat to another company if they do something before or better than Lego. Because Lego is not the end-all be-all. It's big brain energy for everyone out there. It's going to be quiet for a bit because I don't want to keep singing the entire song. Almost looks like a face here. But yeah, a lot of different colors used. Interesting. Maybe I didn't hit publish on that post. I thought I would have. Or the fact that it's, 9:30 at night, and I didn't even put PM, or I don't remember if I put PM. I didn't put Eastern Standard Time. It's like 9:30 when? I put tonight, so I think people should, and people know I'm East Coast. East Coast in it. All right. some interesting pattern in here. I'm not sure if it was supposed to make something out of it. Like if I zoom back, am I going to see something really cool out of it? I don't know. I don't know if it's themed a certain way, like maybe it goes into a, you know, like there's certain zones, there's certain zones. There's certain worlds. Sorry, my Sonic is showing for a second. Almost done with the first step. Yeah, this is all in one step. It's like the classic, wait. There's no red 2x4 brick in here. This instruction book is lying to me. And it may lie to me later. Yeah, all the pieces are on the table, and I don't see any red 2x4. How strange. I hope this isn't going to be a problem later. I'm going to try to use 2 other pieces to fill that in. And basically, they're doing this by layer. That's the idea of the instructions. It's like the old instructions, even for Lego, when you would have a certain amount of bricks added in. It doesn't tell you how many. It doesn't tell you where exactly compared to other things. It's not like Connect's instructions where they gray out the previous layer so that you know what's added in the new one and where. So it's going to be a little tricky after this point, trying to figure out where everything goes. We'll manage it. We'll take care of it. Let's see. That's there. Yep. That one seemed a little less. Okay. It just looked a little different from the other pieces. Something about the sheen on it. Another discrepancy I found in here. There's no lime green 1x1 bricks. And yet they're showing that I need at least 1 or 2 of them. So I'm just going to go with the light ones, assuming they're not needed right now. Seems to be the case. Okay. This is... I have my feelings. I thought this before even starting the build. I have my feelings that this is going to be a very confusing board game to follow. Because there's not a good rhyme or reason of one thing over another, and you can kind of see a path through here, or at least should be able to see a path through here, but a lot of it in between has these giant mixtures of color that don't quite line up with each other. You know what I mean? Not just the fact of can you tell one part from another, but how you can tell where to go. Although it is still early in the build, so maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. This all makes sense. Oh, whoops, I forgot to add this in the center. That must be important for something, because they actually do give a couple of these in the place of it, so I'm guessing it must be here for a reason. That's a gray, just a normal gray piece back there. Let's see. Okay. Man, I actually like that thumbnail. I mean, a little bit on the clickbaity side with the giant arrow, but it was still, like, accurate. Having the Mario poster behind me. Uh-oh, yeah, we're starting to run into a little problem because of the 2x4 incident. Because there's supposed to be some of the 2x2s, or 2x3s, I should say, used on top like that. Okay. I got a way to fix it. I just don't know if it's going to cause any problems later on. I'm going to have to tear this apart. I don't want to do that. Now, 20%? You got to be kidding me. You can't. My phone. You can't do this. My friend, you can't do this to me on live stream. This is not acceptable. Especially in an emergency like this. It's like I got to run around and find a way to charge it still. That's the 20% battery warning is like you have to admit him in the hospital like immediately. Or he's gonna not gonna make it. So all right. Oh, I think I moved it over a little bit. Nope, wait. Now it's turning, of course, stupid. Technology is weird. It's stupid, and I throw a bunch in the budget. I always get outclassed. Anywho, I think we're back on track here. I'm going to move this up a little bit. You can see the bottom of the board. There we go. All right, we're good. Hopefully we're good. We've been going at this for 42 minutes. This phone, it's really an iPod Touch. This iPod Touch died in 42 minutes while on live stream. Okay, I'll give it some credit that, yeah, it was on live stream. But that's a quick battery drainage to me. I've definitely seen ones better than that. Anywho, you're not here for a tech review. If you are, you're in the wrong place. But hey, I mean, everyone's welcome here. But that's not the kind of expertise I can offer. Let's see now. I'm still getting some confusion with this. I don't get a clear idea yet on what it's supposed to represent. Because I feel like as something that's supposed to be licensed, it should represent something from that license. It shouldn't just be, oh, we got the ability to print a little cardstock of Mario characters using official artwork. It's got to do more than that. Do we get everything? Oh, nope. We still got one thing over here, something over here, and I missed a piece earlier, but I fixed it. Fixed it for now. All right, next step. Wow. How did I make that many more steps out of what's left in here? There's not even that many pieces. Again, kind of worried about this and what's going to happen next. They got the design philosophy down of making something on an angle for all the steps. That part, totally fine. All right. This is already a problem. We do not have a 2x3 brown brick as they're showing in the instructions. Again, I have to replace something and hope that it doesn't interfere with something else in here. So that's the yellows. Another brown brick. A gray one. Because this is also a test of quality control. Like, did they actually package this thing correctly? Or update the manual correctly? Lego instructions do have their fair share every so often. And packing Lego sets sometimes miss pieces. Or they break, or whatever the case is. But that's the big difference between Lego and Byggis is the quality of the brick and the quality of producing the brick. Yeah, okay, that wasn't too bad. That actually was everything there. This looks like a staircase to me. I guess that's what they're going for. And we got a lime green brick here I forgot about. Oops, okay. Yeah, again, we ran out of yellow bricks. It's asking for another yellow. And unless I put it in the wrong spot, which I don't see that I did, I'm going to have to resort to another substitution. They have to be like another of the placeholder, the cardstock things. We've got these corners here. Is that oh, they want. Okay, that one actually was there. I'm going to hold my tongue on that one. Let's see. What else has changed? I guess not much else in this area because most of it seems over here. Yeah, I think we're ready to move on to the next step. We need those two plates. Covering over this. We've got this brick up here. Okay. That's good to know that 2x2 bricks with the slot in the middle of them can still be attached on top. I was hoping that they would because they already had studs there. But just to be sure. They do work. Okay. So this is up here. Yeah, there's not that much after that, is there? Let's see. We've got a couple of these added in. And again, not enough bricks. Or at least I had to change around the bricks because it's asking for a brown 2x2 on every corner. I don't have that, but I had to substitute on the bottom. So we aren't quite getting that. Nothing else is really shown for brown bricks on top of there, so I'm just going to move on like that. I'm looking a little bit into the next step to be sure I don't have anything missing or needs to be replaced later down the road. Okay. Is that all of them? It looks like it. Okay. All right. So we do have a bunch of pieces extra from here. We have a yellow, I'm going to call it yellow figure stand brick, 2x2. We've got a light gray 2x2. We've got 2 red 1x2s, 1 yellow 1x2, 2x3s in green, gray, and yellow, and we've got an extra 1x1 green. So I guess I don't know what the right answer is, if they just packaged it wrong or if they made a change in the instructions and then didn't reflect that in the model when it was fully built. I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to move those off to the side. I'm going to take the figure stand bricks and move them forward. It doesn't show anywhere on here of how those attach, but I'm sure it's pretty simple. I guess now I got to read the instructions so I can actually learn how this goes together. The rules. The story. This is a long page. The story. And Scooby is at it. The story. Mario and Luigi have always made sure that Toadstool Land is a peaceful place. Not Mushroom Kingdom. Toadstool Land. But now King Koopa, the baddest of all baddies, is making trouble again. He has kidnapped the beautiful Princess Mushroom. Excuse me? I mean, I've heard of Princess Toadstool. Princess Mushroom? Is there a translation error? I don't know. He has kidnapped the beautiful Princess Mushroom and is holding her prisoner in his heavily guarded castle. Mario and Luigi are determined to rescue her, but they must be careful. There we go. On the way, King Koopa has set several cunning traps, and some of his children, the Koopalings, are lying in wait. Weird words, but okay. We must hope and pray that fortune favors our heroes. The winner is the player who reaches Princess Mushroom first and rescues her. Have fun, and remember to give King Koopa a good thrashing. Before you start, first you have to build the game up with the biggest blocks. See the attached instructions. You know, the ones printed on the front and back of the book. The game is played by 2 people. Yeah, it only has 2-player game. Each player gets 4 different figures with the same color base. And in big caps, Super Mario Luigi, Raccoon Mario Luigi, Frogman Mario Luigi, and Super Mario Luigi with Princess. So I'll set those up, I guess. We have 4 red ones and 4 blue ones. So I'm assuming those are the ones we need for both of the game pieces. That was 4 different figures. That makes sense. So I'll just pop those out real quick. Honestly, Mario and Luigi. Oh my gosh. I was about to say, in the frog suit, Mario and Luigi look almost identical. Well, fun fact for y'all, that's exactly what they did. They printed 2 pictures exactly of Mario in the frog suit. So it's not even a matter of, oh, it just looks similar because like their face is the only part that tells them different. Not even that. They have the same mustache, the same face structure. It's the same thing. It's a little hard to see for the Twitch crowd here. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Exactly the same artwork. Front and back of Mario in a frog suit. Well, these work pretty well as a way of holding the game pieces in here. So let's see. Get all the Mario ones assembled. Yeah, none of the sets really had plastic posable minifigures for Super Mario. And as I was looking at the catalog and advertisement pictures, it seems like they didn't do that with any of the licenses. It was just cheaper to make a cardstock front and back artwork of them. Oh, Luigi, what happened to you here? You look a little funny. Like Mario, it kind of made sense, but Luigi, I don't remember seeing him in this artwork before. And so, like, little offset. Like, he doesn't look as tall as his brother. He doesn't look... It almost looks like they just swapped colors and they changed the M to an L. I don't know if this was Luigi artwork at the time. I don't remember Luigi artwork at the time, to be frank. But anyways, they had basically any of those biggest licenses I mentioned earlier have that going on. They have just cardstock punch-out versions of all the characters, and they put them onto bricks. Cheapest way to do it. They didn't have to manufacture new parts for it. As I can tell, spare no expense. Okay. I guess we still have to add all the other figures on their stands, but I'm going to figure out who goes where in just a moment. My thinking, I don't know where the brick ones go, though. That's a little tricky, but I have a feeling of where they go. Okay, so these parts actually do line up where, like, the yellow slotted bricks, the 2x2 bricks, the yellow ones are going to sit with the Koopalings, and there's just a Koopa Troopa. Bowser and Peach would have the gray ones because they're more important characters. I assume that the brick ones in the middle here are for the castle itself. I'm going to have to look back in the box and see. Yep, that's exactly the case. And interestingly, the Koopalings don't have it on specific ones. They show on the box that they move around. Even no, okay. These ones are fine. Let's see. I guess we'll put the brick ones on now. I'll figure out Bowser and the rest in just a bit. No, I don't know what Scooby's barking at. All I know is that he's barking. No, don't bend. Don't bend those pieces. Seems like the easiest way to fit these on is by taking off the 2x2 bricks on the castle top, but the problem is these are lined up almost too well with the bricks surrounding them that they almost budge against each other. It almost looks like they're gonna like push apart, but I don't know if that's actually gonna happen. I'm trying to see on the box if it shows where the figures go. Okay, so all the other non-playable characters are supposed to be on gray bricks, and we just have a whole bunch of yellow ones as extra. Okay. On the box, they also show, on the back of it at least, that there's supposed to be a 2x4 brick with a slot through it that these bricks are supposed to fit in between. And yet the instructions didn't clarify that. And there's nothing in the rest of the set that has those pieces either. Fascinating. Curiously. So curious, it makes me tired. I'm tired. I don't know if Bowser goes on a separate one. I'm going to leave it alone for now. And Peach. So, where are we? You take turns at throwing the small dice, moving forward the number of squares shown on the dice. What identifies as a square? Is it the same as like a 2x2 brick? Because that could be pretty indecisive. That's why it's like unclear, like what space do you need for each of these? If you land on the same square as your opponent, your opponent must move back to the first empty square. On some of the squares, you can try your luck with the super dice. If the symbol super, in not quotation marks, but rather 2 commas and then 2 apostrophes, if the super, so it would like rolling this and having Mario appear on it, comes up, you replace your Super Mario Luigi figure with the Raccoon Mario Luigi figure. Then you'll be able to leap over the dangerous obstacles. Okay. Let's see. You'd have to go back to being Super Mario Luigi again if you land in one of the traps, or if you do not get a super on squares where you have to use the super dice. How am I supposed to know which ones use the super square? Or super dice? Place your Super Mario Luigi figure on start. I guess it's down here. Now you can start playing. The red staircase. Okay, now they're going to break down everything. The red staircase. Here, you have to pass 2 obstacles. Be careful not to fall into the chasm between the steps. Oh, I see. So, like, you walk up here, you have to fly over, and then you have to fly again to get up there. Or, like, up there and that way. I guess that's the idea. Make sure you do not land. Make sure you do not land on the ice floe, the white square, because then you have to go back to start. How are you not supposed to land on it? Like, say I walk up here and it's like, hey, Luigi. And then I get the super square. Where am I supposed to fly to? Here? Here? Couldn't you break the game? Like, it doesn't clarify with the super. It just says leap over dangerous obstacles. So is that like a direct path over? Because I could land here instead of landing on this? Where's the limit? Board games, while they look like you can break rules easily, still have limits. They still clarify what things you can or can't do, you know, in specific detail. Otherwise, you win the game just by doing absolutely nothing. Let's see. If you land on the top step of the red staircase, just in front of the chasm, you must throw a super dice. If a super comes up, okay, here we go. If a super comes up, you change into Raccoon Mario Luigi. Then you can take a gigantic leap directly onto the first yellow tower of Bashing Castle. I don't know why bashing is in capital letters here. Just after the white ice floe. If your opponent is standing there, he or she must go back to the last square before the ice floe. Okay. If you do not throw a super, you must continue throwing the small dice. I'm guessing this isn't a staircase then. Even though I thought it was. It's clearly a staircase by the way everything else in here is shown as a staircase. Okay. To get into the next world, Bashing Castle, you must land exactly on the first yellow tower. One of these? This whole thing? If you throw a higher number than there are squares left to the tower, you'll have to wait until your next turn and try again. Bashing Castle. Here you have to pass Bashing Castle. Or here you have to pass Basher. Oh, right. The figure in here, I guess. Which they don't clarify where on the board. Is it supposed to be passing this way or this way? Because this feels like it would be endgame. I guess it's supposed to be this way. Like in this courtyard-looking area. That would make more sense to me. There's no pictures in the instructions. And there should be some kind of pictorial instructions so that I have a better idea how the rules work, which direction I can go. Because it makes sense for me, okay, like you come up here and then you get the raccoon suit and you fly over this. But when I read it, I thought it was at the top of the staircase here, you fly over this way. That it seems misleading to me. So anyways, we're going this way. Here you have to pass Basher, so he would sit in the middle, I guess. Right there. He's a nasty little brute. Every time you land on a pale green square, or lime green, Basher knocks you out, and you have to return to the nearest yellow tower to await your next turn. Okay, so the yellow tower is referring to these points on the ends. That makes sense. Every time, every time you are standing on a yellow tower, you must first try your luck or Luigi and leap directly to the next yellow tower. If your opponent is already standing there, she must go back to the previous tower. If you do not get a super, you must use a small dice instead and follow the squares down between the towers. If you land on one of the pale green squares, Bashful will knock you out and you must return to the nearest yellow until you wait your next turn. I think I get it. So your goal is to get around here, but if you're any space in between, then if you roll for that number, then you'll have to move back to a yellow square. Okay. And if you get a super, then you can go directly from yellow to yellow. Or whatever spot you're at to yellow. Okay. This is starting to make a little bit of sense to me. Could I also call this Lego Mario Party? Because Mario Party is a board game? I don't know. There are real Mario board games. Like, there's a Mario Monopoly board game. Curiouser. Let's see. Waterland. So we're making around the tower like this, and I guess land up on this space because the blue here being the water. The red beach before you get to the Waterland is free. Here there is room for both players, so you cannot be pushed back. When you reach the beach, place your figure on one of the 3 squares. So 1, 2, 3, anywhere in there. First, you must throw the super dice. If a super comes up, you replace your figure with the Frog Man Mario Luigi figure, or in this case, just Frog Mario because they didn't give it Luigi. Let's see. Now you can swim around the coast to the gray beach. Gray being over here. The number you throw each time tells you how many swimming strokes you may take, how many squares you may move forward. When you're safely on the gray beach, replace your Frogman with Super Mario. Okay. And then it comes back to, hey, Luigi. We got that. Oh, you know what? This is probably the staircase for going back down. That probably makes sense. I thought it was going to have like these little corners in between you need to walk through. I'm like, you're going to have like no way of getting in between there. Like with the game piece. If you do not manage to throw a super, you must throw a small dice and try to jump from island to island, red squares in the sea. If you end up in the sea between the islands, you must jump back to the nearest empty island. So if we take Mario, hey, you have like, I rolled a 4. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's not that bad. That's be either a 4, 5, or 6 to get from the beginning of Waterland to the end of it without the frog suit. Okay, that's fair because you could roll like a 2 and still be safe. But if you roll a 1 or a 3, you get back in the water and then you have to push back to the beginning. That, for some reason, sounds fair. Like fair chance. Fair risk reward. Let's see. Beware of the ice flow just before you reach the gray beach. If you land on it, you will fall into the water and have to move right back to the red beach at the start. So, let's see. We got Mario again. Hey! He's got to go 1, 2. He's safe. Or he has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 6. Okay? So 5 and 6 are like best case scenario, getting out of the water area. And then let's see, 4 is a problem, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 4 lends it back to the start. 1 does, 3 does, and 2 is like an extra turn, but you're safe. All right, that's interesting. This is starting to make a little bit more sense to me as I'm going along this. Let's see now. The Gray Mountain. Now things are getting tough. On the path, I thought this was pretty tough. Now things are getting tough. Of course, the water level has to be the tough one. Now things are getting tough. On the path up the mountain, the worst 2 of King Koopa's little brutes are lying in hiding. Now, as I showed on the box, they don't even show Mario, or they don't even show Peach and Bowser on the board. It kind of makes me wonder, like, where are they supposed to sit? See, even in the back of the box, they don't show the red 2x4 brick. They don't show a brown 2x4 brick. They probably show the same pieces I have here, except for that one I mentioned earlier. Oh, they kind of showed around the game board of where everybody's supposed to go. Okay, then. So let's see. We'll put 2 of them. And I also found out where the Koopa Troopa goes. And there's a Wendy that goes in the back here. But kind of difficult to fit it on there because it's surrounded by other bricks. How did they do it? Again, all the cardstock pieces are larger or almost the same size, or like exactly the same size as their as the bricks they're supposed to sit on. So that makes it a bit difficult to try to get to them. So Bowser and Peach do sit on the top on their own bricks. Just got to figure out which ones they are, which side it is. And oddly enough, in the picture, it shows there's supposed to be like a texture in the middle here, but there isn't. What gives? What is this? So Peach goes over here, and then Bowser goes over here. That's what I'm seeing here on the board. And then we just got the yellow pieces extra over there. Okay. Where was I? King Koopa's castle. To enter King Koopa's... Wait, Gray Mountain. No, that's where we are. Here you must use a small dice. Every time you land on a square beside one of the Koopalings, they jump out at you. Try your luck with the super dice. If you throw a super, you replace your figure with the Raccoon Mario Luigi figure and save your life. And give the Koopalings a good swipe to your raccoon tail. Okay. If you do not throw a super, the Koopalings will knock you on the head with their magic wand and send you back to the first square on the gray beach. And worse still, if that is occupied, you must go right back to the first empty red island. So you can't even go back to here. You have to go all the way back to the beginning of the water world. Waterland. Waterland. I just realized how weird that sounds. Because it's water land. 2 different things. Well, I'm freaking out, dude. Hour 15 of this. At the top of the Gray Mountain, there's a room for both players. There is room for both players. Okay, I see that. Here, you cannot be pushed back by your opponent. You have fought well, and now you're ready to do battle with the super baddie King Koopa, King Koopa's castle. To enter King Koopa's castle, you must be Raccoon, Mario, Luigi. If you are not, you must use the super dice and throw a super. You have one try per turn. When you have thrown a super, okay, so you roll the number. Let me recap from the Gray Mountain. You roll a certain number of spaces, and you come up here. And then if you're on the same level, get on my level. If you're on the same level as one of the Koopalings, you have to roll for a super, roll for initiative. And if you get super, you keep going. Or like you're safe at that spot. And then next turn, you roll, go up another one. And yeah, so to get in, roll for super, one roll per turn. I'm not getting super right now. Okay, I got it. I'm just going to pop him right there. I assume you don't go further in that turn, but like next turn, yeah, you can. Let's see. When you have thrown a super and changed into Mario, Raccoon, Mario, Luigi, you can enter the castle by rolling a 1 or a super. Oh, okay. So you have two chances per turn. When you succeed, you jump into the castle. So it only has to be a 1 or a super. So I guess then we'll just roll both. I got neither. We're not going that turn. I got a super. So then I can... when you succeed, you jump into the castle and move into the corner just opposite the top of the Gray Mountain. So over here. And you get an extra turn. Oh, that's pretty good. Now you must rescue Princess Mushroom. Again. Princess Mushroom. You have two chances again. If you throw either a 1 or a super, you replace your Raccoon Mario Luigi figure with the Super Mario Luigi with Princess figure and move to the corner of the castle closest to the pale green staircase. Okay, so it was supposed to be over here. Unless they're supposed to be on other sides in the middle? I don't know what the case is. Like if they're supposed to sit here or something? Because on the box and on the board, it shows them on the pillars, same as everyone else. That's why I was confused. Like, if you enter here, do you enter this one or this one? Let me look back. To the corner of the castle. No, wait, that's the other paragraph. Move into the corner just opposite the top of the Gray Mountain. So if this is the top of the mountain, and then you move to the opposite corner, that would be here. And then I guess you could bring Mario, or you know, if you're playing Mario and you have Luigi, you bring the other one in here. I should have marked this live stream as like gaming. Okay, so it did continue recording. That's good to know. It probably has some cut in between there. Or it stopped. I don't know which. I don't know. I'll figure it out sometime later. But we're going to do a play test of this now, using the rules, and see where we go. So I'm going to play Luigi, because that's how I roll. Let's see. Start on the red staircase. So I don't have the choice of really rolling a super right now, do I? Or do I? Well, I don't really need to at the start. I just have to get up the staircase. Okay, so I rolled a 4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Since I'm the only one playing, obviously. Oh, rolled a 1. Okay. So now I got to roll a super. And if I get it, I did not. Or should I say, when I get it, there we go. Then I can use raccoon. And let me see. If you land on top of the staircase, throw a super dice. Oh, okay. So I already made a mistake here. Let's go back to this. So, roll for super. I didn't get the super, so now I keep using the regular dice. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is on an ice block, so I'm trying to see what do I do there. It doesn't say anything in here about landing on the ice floe. Make sure you do not land on the ice floe because then you'll have to go back to the start. Okay, there you go. So I move back here. And I rolled a 1. And I rolled a 2. I rolled a 5. That's too many, but I guess I could still go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, guess what? I went back in the same spot. All right, then. 1, 2. This sounds like the way I would play a normal Mario game. Make a little bit of progress the first time, and then keep making mistakes starting back at the beginning. I'm at the top, so I didn't roll that. Okay. We want to roll a low number. Okay. We got a 1. Assuming that I didn't land on the enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now, Bashing Castle. Well, if I'm already standing on a yellow tower, does that one count as trying my luck at the super dice? Let's try that. Okay, so this time I got it. And then I move over here. And then let's see, next turn, I didn't get it. So now I roll and I got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We roll again, we got a super. And move over here. And then I rolled a 3. 1, 2, 3. Right there. There we go. So now Waterland. I remember this one. This one, for some reason, I remember. I understood the rules the clearest. Probably because I needed to see the orientation of where the board was going. But yeah, all right. So we got 1. I guess it would count as there. We got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. That's just what I needed. Is there anywhere there? Oh, I was supposed to roll the super dice first. Okay, that's why I was trying this out. And I forgot to change it back. First I must roll super dice. So I didn't get the super dice, and we're just going to assume everything else after that, as usual. So now roll the small one. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, I skipped them over. That's pretty good. So now we're already at the top. But I can see where that would be like, okay, if you roll a lower number, then you still have more to do with it. That's fine. Let's see. Now we're at the top. Let's roll the super dice. We got the raccoon. And we jump up here. Or is it over here? I think it's supposed to be over here. Yep. Yeah, that was the right side as we came with before. I think so. Now we get an extra turn. I mean, I'm the only one playing, so of course I have an extra turn. Now I must, if you have 2 chances again. If you roll, so we roll both of these. We got blank and a 4. We got a super and a 1. That should count as double. So anywho, we place with that's funny. I like what they did here because it's literally just it's like a little bit different, but it's basically the same of the standard of Mario and Luigi, like jumping 1 foot forward, 1 hand forward, with Princess Peach just right over them. Not even like that they're carrying them or anything. These are going to be way better to see up close on video eventually, or posted throughout the internet eventually. Okay, so we got that. So try the super dice first. And we got the super. So now we move over here. And first green square. Okay. And now we're on the staircase. So we don't need the super anymore. We just need the regular dice. We got a 1, we roll. We got a 3, 1, 2, 3. That goes back up here. Wait, is it back up there? Yeah, top of the staircase. We got a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Game done. We beat it. Awesome. All right. So at least I did a run through, at least with 1 player, of the board game, and started to remember the rules myself and be able to play through it without a lot of issue. There was only 1 or 2 things I really needed to brush up on. But yeah, interesting. I wonder if they only made this a board game because it was Mario, or if they did that also with the other licenses, like made a board game, buildable board game version of that as well. In reality, I could probably make this in Lego as well, and then I wouldn't have to worry about the rest of this, like, as far as quality, like preserving it as much as possible. So yeah, they even show on here two pictures of where Bowser is on the top of the castle, even though the other things don't. So, okay then. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I've gone through this very thoroughly. Look forward to the video sometime later on YouTube. Hopefully the recording works well enough here, and I may still have to record B-roll and such for other things. I'll take good scans of things so that you get a good quality of what these look like on video and outside of video. And yeah. So this actually surprised me that it was a game world, that was a board game. I didn't go into this expecting that. I didn't really realize it from the pictures on the box and you know, when it was on the eBay listing. So I actually found that more exciting, that it's literally predecessor to what Lego Super Mario is right now. That it's a buildable board game. And I am still calling that one a board game, even if it has electronic components. Electronic components and board games have existed for a while. Battleship, Monopoly, plenty of other games have it in some way. This was interesting to take a look at. I'm actually also going to take apart each of the figure pieces, put them back onto the punch-out card, so that way get a whole scan of that as well. And for the time that it was sitting on each of these, luckily it didn't fold anything, which is something I was a little concerned about, but this looks all right. And they fit in just fine. Perfectly. Okay. All right, then. Neato. So, I'm going to get to all that, do all the backup stuff with this, because, again, I don't know how much of this is actually documented, whether or not in good quality, online. And this will be fun to share. If you follow me on Patreon, you'll probably get an early access to it. And get an idea of when this will actually come out on video and get to see it early on video. That's an early access thing with Patreon. As little as $1 per month. $1 per month. You get a lot of features. And then the features only accelerate after that for the other tiers. I'm still working through on a $3 and a $5 tier, maybe a $2, for like little added bonuses. For example, one of them that's coming up will be about a special Discord, a Discord channel, I think is the right word, for Patreon only chat. That'll even be better when it comes into live streams. That'll be a specific live stream chat from there that everything is drawn up. I'm still working out the technology behind it, but stay tuned for more details. They will be, they should be fun. So thank you for watching this video and live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will talk to you guys later. And hopefully shortly after that, you'll get to see the video about this. I'm actually curious now that I have this in hand and realizing the potential that this thing has. I could probably make some of the other instructions. So that could also be exclusive early access kind of stuff about Lego, or should I say Byggis Mario building sets. So stay tuned for more about that as well. Whether or not that appears on Twitch first as a live stream is yet to be seen. But at least for now, you guys know that could happen. That is in the wheelhouse. Ah, perfect. It's like it wasn't even punched down in the first place. All right, I'm out. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night, everyone. Special shout out to anyone who breathed during the live stream, because I didn't see a single thing in the chat. But I digress. Oh, I should probably stop the stream. Because it's recording, I mean.